and welcome, my Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. Welcome to your 8-card draw. What do I need? Shadow read. For this, your full moon to the Gemini, then Cancer, new moon in June 2023. I am your reader, Mark Angelo, Lyons, Mal for short. You like the new music? Underworld Catwalk, it's amazing. I love it. I am a professional witch. I am a professional intuitive. I'm the president of Drawing the Circle Productions since 1998. We just hit 25 years in service. I'm the author of Words of Grace from a Professional Witch. There's a Kindle version, can you believe it? There's a link in the description box. You can click it, preview it for free, and see some of the prayers, principles, and practices that have kept me in business all this time. Big time, even before 25 years, honestly. There are chakra chapters in it. There are chakras in this read. You may find it helpful. But that's the Kindle version, rather sanitized, honestly, compared to the original Fellini Film Festival. That's over on Patreon. Words of Grace. The original version, Virgin. Not so much. The original version over there. Some of my subscribers get that as part of their benefits of subscription, but all of my subscribers across the board get 3 benefits in common. Number 1, the extended reads, all the part 2s to the part 1s on YouTube. Since I started doing them, there are a lot of them, and they're juggernauts. They also get a daily check-in and unlisted YouTube live stream link with me pretty much every single morning. They can chat with me about the day's astrological weather, the magical applications, the spiritual implications, always ending with a prayer, a blessing, a little something, something to send us on our way. My favorite way to start the day, and prepares me for everything else I got to do, including this reading. The third benefit they share is they get an extensive discount on booking private sessions with me, booking private sessions with Mal. There's a video. We'll talk about it at the end of this video. But just saying, it is the best career move I ever made. Such creativity within guidelines. It's all good. It ain't OnlyFans, at least not yet. So far, I have staved off OnlyFans for yet another year. But, no shade, no tea, no shade, no pink lemonade. But that's why I love Patreon so much. We're building a lovely community. We have so much interaction going on there, and it's just wonderful. And you get a discount. Oh, and there's a 7-day free trial for our first tier called Seeker. $3 a month. You can check it out for 7 days and dip a toe. See if you like it, and come along and come play Patreon on Patreon with the Archangel of Lyons, Mark Angelo Lyons. You can just call me Mal. Hey, Saggies. Let's get down to biz. Let's talk to the new Saggies and cross watchers, a little explanation, and then we'll get down into the divination, because it's not fair to drop people down in the middle of a shadow read. So let's get down to it. If you're new to the channel, an 8-card draw is just 1 card from 8 different decks. Can you imagine? Getting you clues, tips, and hints about absolutely anything, but we're fine-tuning it to a 2-week period. Your full moon in Sagittarius to the new moon in Gemini, then void, of course, then Cancer, so that you can release, let go. Look, when the moon rides at her peak, full moon, then ye hearts desire seek. I do the 5-card draws for those, right? Plant a seed, help it grow, the waxing, the beautiful nutifuls. This is the reverse process. So absolutely, at the full moon, cast, put your intention, your law of attraction, who's what's this out there, right? The moon is at her peak, then your heart's desire seek. Give it a day or two, enjoy that, because that's usually right when the shadow work begins, the releasing, the letting go, the alchemy from lead to gold, 3 atoms in between lead and gold on the periodic table that need to be released, transformed, alchemized, because they can't be created or destroyed, only changed. And as you do that, you shift ever more into a more golden timeline, a happier, healthier, wealthier, wiser timeline, taking everyone you love with you, and those who do not opt to be in that golden timeline with you will disappear. It's how it works. It's the quantum, wantum, timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly, and apparently when we jump a timeline, we forget things that we don't need to know that we needed to know in that lifetime. It's nuts. Please, there's a lot of math involved. I'm not doing it. You do the math if you want. So, like I said, there are chakras involved in this to help you do what you got to do. Let's look at this timeline. I am a Virgo sun sign, 4 planets, 2nd house. So, of course, I have some numbers here for us to look at. Your full moon, for example, in Sagittarius, Saturday, June 3rd, 11:42 p.m. Eastern Time. I am in New York, and that's right in the witching hour for me. 11:30 p.m., 12:30 a.m. Foot in both days. I will be by shore in Circle Circle Cast Quarters, called Lighting a Candle to manifest my heart's desires. On that day, 2 weeks later, we get to the new moon in Gemini on Sunday, June 18th, 12:37 a.m. It goes void, of course, 2:24 a.m. Now, I will be able to absolutely plant my seed, and I'll be paying attention to my own 5-card draw, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, because that's what I do. Like, why do the readings if I'm not going to actually apply what comes through me, right? So you have that window of opportunity. If you want to do it for Gemini, it is your opposite sign. You might want to. But then it goes, like I said, it goes void, of course, at 2:24 a.m. But then it goes into Cancer at 6:58 a.m. Eastern. So you could do both. I might very much. I might do air magic for Gemini. And then, I don't know, take a shower, take a bath first thing in the morning, maybe, on a Sunday, a day of healing and a day of success. So it looks really good. In between those two dates, though, important. This might affect you. Venus is going into Leo on the 5th of June. That will trine you. That sounds like a lovely thing. Fire signs unite. Pluto in Capricorn on the 11th. Now let's see, that's Capricorn, that's cardinal. That may not hit your mutable fire, but if you have other planets, you might want to check those out. But the one that's hitting everybody, Saturn is going retrograde in Aquarius on the 17th, which is one of the 3 days before the new moon, which is dark moon. That's when the shadow work really tends to kick. In fact, that's happening on the 17th, and as I said, the new moon is on the 18th. So it could be rather intense, those last 3 days before the new moon. So this is why, take full moon, have at it, have fun, celebrate your Sagittarius, you might as well. And it's your full moon, absolutely bask in it, right? Seek your heart's desires. Then 3 days after or so, you might wanna, right? You might wanna start applying some of this stuff. I do. I work both my 8-card draws and my 5-card draws because proof is in the pudding, and my pudding's pretty good. Pudding. So I guess that's about it, except to say that Cross Watchers is a good cross-watching read because you have the opportunity to get some insight, understanding, sympathy, and empathy for the one you are cross-watching for. And if you say, I don't know, work with the Whisperers of Lord Ganesh Oracle, or the Archangel Fire Oracle, or the Divine Animals Oracle, or the Macron Healing Mantra, or, work with the Hidden Blessing with the Blessed Bee, you will be helping the Sagittarius Collective, including the one that you are cross-watching for, to do their shadow work, right? Because as one of us heal, all of us heal, because that's quantum unity, apparently. So, that's enough explanation. Both feet on the floor if you can. It's a general read. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, check your other signs. And I will do the best to get you the clarity, guidance, and grace to help anyone do their shadow work, because we're all one. There's only one chi, one prana, so as each of us shifts a little bit to a more golden timeline, we're doing it for everybody, except those who choose otherwise. Everyone has free will. So both feet on the floor if you can. Focus on your breath if you will, and let's do this. I'm ready. The shift from explanation, which I'm glad to do for the new Sagittarians and Cross-Watchers, to the divination, which I was born to do, and is probably one of the best things that I do. That shift happens in the still point, shall we? Please take a nice deep breath. Buckle up. Still point. Pantheonic override. Card number 1. Using the Caroline Mace archetype cards, I call upon the collective pantheons of the divine for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and Cross-Watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is the dominant archetype in the 8th chakra, hovering over the heads of the Sagittarius and the Cross-Watchers' reason, season, or lifetime, indicating the shadow work, the soul power, that they have the opportunity to alchemize from shadow to light, from lead to gold, from pain to peace, from toxicity to health, from fear to love, from enslavement to liberation, from lead to gold, this, their full to new, June 2023. Ooh, the Prince archetype, masculine family archetype. Like I said, you can have an archetype, a reason, a season, or a lifetime. I have the Prince archetype, a lifetime. Chronos, read Sacred Contracts, Carolyn Mace, NYSS, she's a PhD, and I love her. Such transformative work for me. I am truly grateful and truly thankful for Caroline Mace. Written on the card is a shadow attribute and a light attribute, lead gold. We're all somewhere in between. This is a masculine family archetype. It has nothing to do with biological gender. I promise you it doesn't. So, the lead. Using power for self-aggrandizement. Right? That's puffing yourself up. That's faking it, right? And there's a difference between fake it till you make it and, like, you know, self-aggrandizement. It's such a good word, to aggrandize, right? It's blowing it out of proportion. The light attribute, however, and this could make it a romantic read, romantic charm and potential for power. Now, I'm a prince in my family. I call my mother Hera and my stepfather Zeus, because they are. I mean, Jean Shinoda Bolin, please pick up the courtesy telephone, Gods and Every Man, Goddesses and Every Woman. Amazing series of books. Jungian psychologist, yeah. So I'm the youngest prince. I'm the third prince, and you know the third prince always becomes king. So yeah, in my own world, everyone in my family, though, has their own business. We're a strong bunch of Olympian, strong personalities. You could say that for sure. So look, this could be lovely. You know, when you say, oh, he's such a prince, you know what I mean? He's such a good guy, right? But with potential for power. We all have potential for power, but do we have the capacity to manifest that power? Well, that's the choice, ain't it? And that's the journey. So if this is in the 8th chakra, sending down the codes to all the chakras underneath that, giving it the codes, right? The lessons, shifting what each chakra attracts and repels so that we have the choice to delay or not delay what can't be prevented. In other words, we're going to do this alchemy in this life or the next, you know, today, tomorrow, whenever, but this is a 2-week opportunity, a 2-week window. Start chipping away at it a little bit. Ready? Oh, and if it's a major arcana card, it's all in that chakric zone, so this would be Heart, third eye crown, internally internal, feminine, goddess, dynamic, hence the Daughters of the Moon Tarot. Please take a nice deep breath. Oh, that feels good. Goddess, override. Oh, and the landscaper's here. I can talk over a landscaper. I bet you can, Goddess. Please, as I call upon my goddesses of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the South, please, beloved goddesses of mutable fire, one card in clarity for the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and are drawn to this reading. What do they need to be aware of? Internal, internal, heart, the third eye, crown dynamic to alchemize the Prince. This, they're full to Gemini, then Cancer, new. In June, the Dreamer, major arcana card, the Fool card, all of them, all at once. In between the worlds. The Fool is not the first card, it's the 0 card. It has no numeric value, but, you know, a lot of things do. So this is the Dreamer. She's at a river bend with her horse, tracing patterns into the water that will manifest downstream, right? Perfect. Perfect for a place, yes, of new beginnings, but it's that pause. You're no longer in the past, you're no longer in the future, so where are you? In the now. In that point of transition, right? Beautiful. I don't get a bad feeling about that at all, but again, potential for power. Potential, right? Everything has potential, but that doesn't mean there's no work involved, right? And a prince could do that. A prince could be like, oh, I'm the great grand high, blah, 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 and have everybody else running around, right? Well, sometimes that's a leadership thing. But using your power for self-aggrandizement, not great, right? Not great at all. It's power over dynamic, not a power sharing or an empowering for others and self. Okay, feels like a blank slate there. That sounds good. Let's see. Really, I can't even give that a specific, usually there's one of those 4 chakras that feels like leverage, but that's such a blank slate. And yeah, sure, it could be a leap of faith inside, but quite a powerful alignment. Outside looking in at you, or you inside looking out at other people, places, and things. We're using the Mythic Tarot for the masculine energy, the Yang dynamic, the lower 3 chakras, relationships in the physical world. Please, this should be fun. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. God, override. As I call upon my gods of fire, the sign of Sagittarius, powers of the south, please. Beloved gods of mutable fire, one card in clarity, mythic tarot, lower 3 chakra dynamic for the Scorpio, Freudian slip, Jungian slip, the Sagittarius collective, sun, moon, rising, Venus signs, and cross watchers. We're watching this video and drawn to this reading, beloved ones. What do they need to be aware of inside out, outside in, relationships in the world? To alchemize. Oh, the Prince archetype in the 8th, Dreamer on the inner. They're full to new, the Empress. Okay, you got Major Arcana inner and Major Arcana outer. Makes for a simpler alignment of chakras, but not necessarily an easier one. This is Demeter, the Empress. The goddess of the topsoil, the goddess of grain, Ceres in her Roman aspect, which is where we get the word cereal from. So the feeding mother, not Gaia herself, you know, the volcanoes and the mountains and all of that. No, the topsoil, the fertile soil, the abundance of it all. This is feeling like a royal read. Yeah, we've got a prince, obviously one of the royals. There's the king, the queen, the fool is even a member of the royal court, right? The princess and all of that. But with this innocence, there could very much be an innocence on the inner with the dreamer. Like, oh, if only I had a dream. You know, just ABBA yourself for a hot second. But then with the Empress, if that's you from the outside looking in, again, this is not about gender or bodily gender. This is about the lower 3 chakras being really plugged into a place of prosperity, fertility, and the divine feminine. The Empress is the conglomeration, or the amalgamation, I should say, of all of the queens in the court card system, all the fixed signs. Interesting. Fixed fertile earth. So earth, air, fire, and water, I should say fixed spirit, right? The Empress, who's above all queens. Ooh, queen work. So look, this feels really, really powerful, very much in alignment, but also a leap of faith moving forward in something that you are most likely creating. I would absolutely pay attention to your lower 3 chakra voices. They will tell you rather intuitively what's true and what's not. When you're about to violate your own ethical code in your solar plexus, or something feels off, second chakra with another person, or your root chakra says, let's get out of here. Oh, this feels so good, right? That with that leap of faith on the inner, you may not see the whole story with the Fool. Otherwise, not much of a leap of faith if you know what's going to happen. But you can certainly use the lower 3 chakras as survival intuition to navigate your way through this wisely and well, with your feminine energy sort of leading the way by how things feel, not necessarily what's going on in the mind. Does that make sense? I think it does. Let's keep going. All right. Remember those 3 atoms on the periodic table between lead and gold? Well, if we see those as obstacles, then it do make sense to work with Lord Ganesh, the elephant-headed Hindu god of success, prosperity, and remover of obstacles, who I've had a relationship with since I started, right before I started joining the Circle Productions, actually, when the Ashaya monks came to Borders Books and Music in Bohemia, New York, where I was the community relations coordinator, and the book First Thunder came out, and they came to promote it, and I met them, and I took their first Sphere workshop as, I think, my first event for Drawing the Circle once we started business. And they came to the house and did it, and I've taken all 5 spheres. Amazing stuff. And it's very Hindu, Sanskrit stuff in there. So I love Ganesh, and he's wonderful. So let's bring him in. He's already here. Breathe. And he's an elephant. Still point. Ganesh, override. As I call to the beloved Lord Ganesh, remover of obstacles, god of success and prosperity, please, one card in clarity for the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. What is your guidance, your grace, your wisdom, your power, your oracle message to help the Sagittarians and crosswatchers alchemize the Prince in the 8th, this full to new? Promise of the future. Whoa, promise of the future with the dreamer? That's lovely. Grounded by the Empress. Love it. Card number 8. Promise of the future. Oh, wonderful. I told you, something feels very, very miraculous about this. Ready? Let's read it. Promise of the future. Rest assured, something new is on the horizon. And look, the sun is rising on the horizon. It's fun to say. All indications are favoring a time of new awareness. Seek new outlets for your creative expression. Now, I will say heart, throat, third eye, crown dynamic is creative intuition. Lower three chakras is survival. So this could be a real alignment of this. This heralds the beginning of a new phase of your life. Ganesha is asking that you take time to reflect on your desires and dreams, dreamer. Beautiful dreamer, dream me a dream. It is time that you begin down the road of a new creative endeavor. Ask Ganesha to help you uncover the desires of your subconscious mind, and then follow any creative nudges you feel. That could be the leap of faith, big time. You may experience them as innovative sparks that come to you unexpectedly. This momentum will start you down a path that may involve a view of the world. Interesting, considering the World card is the one right before the Fool. Reflect on your past endeavors. Take time to acknowledge and understand your lessons and your blessings. Feel gratitude for the path that has led you to this point in time. You are receiving the gift of freedom to choose what you will pursue. Like a prince, you're being given that power to actualize masculine energy, create in the world. There may also be an ending taking place. All of life has its cycles. Through experiences and choices, you learn and grow. You are steadily progressing through the many phases of your life. With each ending comes a promise of a new dawn. So promise of the new future, and that is what shadow work is. This could very much be more about your new moon, the new moon coming up, right? To weed the garden, to clear the field, right? So that this new thing can come. And honestly, I mean, that's kind of almost a literal gardening, planting, agricultural metaphor with the Empress. So play with that. There's great promise for your future here. And it does take trust, and it does take faith to actualize it, right? But, you know, what's the gold here? Romantic charm and potential for power. That's what this is. Now, the romantic part of it, we'll see how that plays out, because we got 4 cards down and 4 more to go. So, let's call to the Archangels with the Archangel Fire Oracle by Alexandra Wenman, Finhorn Press. Everyone has access to the Archangels because your higher self is essentially called a guardian angel, which belongs to a collective called an Archangel. And I think above that are the virtues, right? So the Archangels merge together and become virtues. And I mean, we see it that way, but it's really the other way down. It's more like mitosis that way. Mitosis, your tosis, her tosis, his tosis, our tosis, halitosis. Hopefully not. So, yeah, all you got to do is call. But it's nice to know who to call, who's assigned to your contract to help, but they will not come in unless you call. That's how it works. Please take a nice deep breath. They're nice that way. Still point. I love what I do. Archangelic override. As I call upon the pantheon of archangels for the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers who are watching this video and drawn to this reading. Beloved archangels, who's waiting in the wings with their wings ready to swoop in and help the Sagittarius collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs and cross-watchers alchemize the Prince archetype in the 8th chakra, this full to new. Raphael. I like him. Well, I like all of them. What's not to like? They're archangels. At least they have steady work. Archangel Raphael here. Oh, he's so cute. I have a thing for brunettes with long hair. Mine's purple. It's not technically brunette. It just reads that way on camera. Opened right to him. Just gonna read a little bit of this. Breathe in the Raphael. Lovely painter. Healing is the key word. Healing. Raphael's name means God heals. And his main task is to aid us when we require physical healing or improvements to our general health and well-being. He assists healers and those in the medical profession and is powerfully present during global health crises, such as pandemics, to ensure everyone gets the attention that they need. Well, to the extent that, we're all ready, willing, and able to do so. When people are readying to pass over, Raphael offers the comfort and safety until Archangel Azrael arrives to help them transition. Whenever you see an ambulance, ask Raphael to assist the paramedics. If you work in the Celestials, you know that. The message. I have heard your prayers for healing. Allow yourself time to rest and integrate. That makes sense for where you are with this so far, with that promise of the future. Trust that I am helping you heal and restoring your energy and equilibrium, which makes sense of being in that Fool card on the inner. More internal, sure. That blank slate, as we said, but with that support of the Empress on the outer, even if that's someone, right? Major arcana, to me, are archetypal places, like stages we move through, right? Parts of timelines. But if this is someone, then you have someone very, very healing, or you are someone. If you are a healer in and of itself, you already know what I'm talking about. So interesting. Energy, restore your energy and your equilibrium, your balance. It's lovely. And remember, to bring this into the world with the Prince archetype, you can do it with great charm, right? And actualize the potential power, take the potential, make it kinetic. I'd rather be kinetic, Hillary. Goddess rest her soul. Shall we? I'm Generation X, WLIR all the way. And then WDRE, then WLIR again. Divine Animals Oracle, let's ground this. Everyone has spirit animals and totems around them all the time. Ted Andrews, Animal Speak, Goddess rest his soul too. It's my favorite pantheon of all to tune to. And the Divine Animals Oracle by Stacey DeMarco is so chock full of information, and the artwork is just gorgeous. And don't be shocked, I am a quarter Sicilian. Of course I can talk over a leaf blower. Please take a nice deep breath. I hope there's a family member that's laughing right now. Still point. Still point. Totemic override. As I call upon the spirit animals and totems for the Sagittarius collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and crosswatchers who are watching this video, perhaps were led to this reading by their spirit animals and or totems. Please, beloved ones, who walks with them, who swims with them, who flies with them, who crawls with them, giving them the guidance, the grace, the protection, the wisdom, the power, the love, the support to alchemize the Prince in the 8th. This full new. I see you, Sabby. We may have some feline intervention in a minute. I will pull this reading over if necessary, but you got... I'm coming, Elizabeth! You got the Red Fox card. I'm sorry, Sanford and Son was it was practically my first language growing up in the 70s. Strategy. Now, Inuyasha alert. Just be careful, if the fox shows up with 9 tails, because that's Naruto, and that's a whole different vibe. Strategy, the Red Fox. Grady. What number is that? That is card number 3. It's come up a couple of times before too. I'm not looking it up right now. Yeah, it's been a busy week. It's been a very, very busy week, starting on the new book too. Red Fox, talk about a strategy. Red Fox strategy. Work through a strategy to get what you want. Now, that kind of depends on what it is that you want, right, with the Dreamer, but you have the support to do it on the outside with the Empress, with the promise of the future and Raphael to help heal, right? This is a time of transformation, so do not hide what you really are. Be a part of nature, not apart from nature. Be patient. Your opportunity will come. So that's good, right? So sometimes strategy can be rest. It's a valuable piece of a strategy to rest, or go yin, because there might be immense inspiration with that Fool card, right? A real calling, right? And the Sun pushing the Fool from behind to take the lead. You got this. We've got you, right? Let's read a little bit about the magic. If you need some prosperity in your life, or you are wishing for a more connected relationship to the world on any level, so that's again coming out into the world like a prince, the Inari Okami may be able to give you a strategy to assist. As the Inari and their Kitsumi is a living tradition, you can use modern Shinto ways to honor them, and if you're lucky enough, you can visit one of the Kitsumi temples in Japan. I don't know that I have that on my list, but then again, I have no planets in Sagittarius. Fox magic is transformative. 20th century fox. Your fox magic is transformative, and foxes can help you find the best way to get through any puzzling or difficult situation. Let's call it what it is. It's element of fire, the fox. Like Firefox. Is that still a thing? Is Firefox still a thing? I used to have it as the browser. Now I'm all Google. Ugh. Google me, baby. So I like this. A healing strategy, right? Particularly Raphael right next to Red Fox. Raphael Red Fox sounds like a drag name. Promise of the future, right? With the support of the Empress as you or someone or the place that you're in. I like this. Huge potential for power here, which we see really strongly in that prince. I think we see you're more towards the gold than the lead on this, or at least that's the choice, yeah? You might have said, where's the Metcon Healing Mantra? Where's the Metcon Healing Mantra? Used to be card number 4. This time around, my gods were like, bump it over. Make it the second to last card down, card number 7, and it works so much better. I can't believe that they didn't tell me sooner. I just do as I'm told. That's my skill. But only to them. Anyone else out here can go pound sand. Please take a nice deep breath. Because Gen X don't give a fuck. Stop. And if I can make the Ascended Masters laugh, it's a good day. Oh, Ascended Masters override. As I call upon the Ascended Masters of the General Assembly, please, beloved ones, one card in clarity for the Sagittarius Collective Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Signs, and Crosswatchers watching this video who perhaps you drew to this reading. What is the perfect, specific healing mantra to help the Sagittarians and the Crosswatchers alchemize the Prince in the 8th? Their full moon in Sagittarius to new in June 2023. Acknowledging apprehension. When it's a yes, nothing can stop me. When I'm unsure, it's always a no. I live by this one. Moment to moment. Some days, it's okay to not know. It's okay to be apprehensive, particularly if it's in the lower 3 chakras. It's saying, mur, 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 mur. You gotta honor that as part of a strategy, because what are the best laid plans of mice and men, right? Best made, best laid. I guess if it's made, you got laid. I don't know, whatever. But absolutely, it's just a wise thing to just stop and acknowledge you're feeling apprehension. So if it's a yes, nothing can stop me, but if I'm unsure, it's always a no. I put in brackets for now, because sometimes I need a rest, sometimes I need a nap, sometimes I need a cup of coffee, right? Sometimes I need a day off. All part of a valuable strategy in moderation, right? In balance. And that's why I'm really saying you have what you need on the outside here with the Empress to do this. So let me read it from the bookie book. I absolutely love this mantra. You don't know how many times. Like, I'll do it silently in a tense situation. I mean, any given moment, exactly. Oh, that's another one. If it's a yes, nothing can stop me. If I'm unsure, it's always a no. And I've even said to people, right now, I may not be making the wisest choice. Right now, it feels like a no, but give me a little bit. Right? That's fair. Unless it's absolutely a chakra puke vibe, then no. Not doing it. Acknowledging apprehension. It's a yes, nothing can stop me. But if I'm unsure, it's always a no. Now. When apprehension is acknowledged, you become aware of a constant back and forth between polarities. As this back and forth movement occurs, it can feel nearly impossible to make decisive, empowering choices, particularly if you're on the edge of the cliff, or in this case, the river bend, right? In terms of what to do next, or what to choose. Matt Kahn has this lovely rhymer: if you had everything to win and nothing to lose, how would you act? What would you choose? Could be very that, actually, come to thunk of it. It can, as you acknowledge any apprehension, recognize that either it is your heart trying to warn you of an old choice or pattern that you're about to repeat, and that feels different than the other one, honestly, or a sense of unworthiness that makes you unsure about how to step onto the biggest stage you dream of commanding. Now, there again, there's the dreamer. So here's the thing. Stage fright is usually, unless you really blew it on stage, of course there's apprehension of getting out there, right? It's like, am I about to fuck up again? But if it is that thing of unworthiness, we've all got lead in our system. But that's what makes me do this every day. I'm like, I don't know if I'm up for this. I say the prayer, I do the breath work, and I go, all right, if it's a yes, nothing can stop me. If I'm unsure, it's always a no. And 9 times out of 10, it's like, no, go do it. And I step, this is my stage. It's also my catwalk. My underworld catwalk. Anyway. The power of discernment bubbles closer to the surface the more often your apprehensions are acknowledged. Even Course in Miracles says the gods cannot, well, the gods, I make it plural. The gods cannot heal what you will not acknowledge, right? That's a free will thing. Acknowledge it or not. And it's needed to determine which of these two options is true. Is it, uh-oh, I'm about to make a bad biscuitio? Or is it, but what if, right? Particularly being pushed towards the cliff by inspiration. This mantra is ideal for resolving indecisiveness. Saggies, you're known for it. Balancing impulsive behaviors. Saggies, you're known for it. And trusting your instincts, which actually you are known for trusting your instincts for the most part. At least the ones I've played with. Which is quite a number. We do love massagey men. They're fun for a weekend, usually. We'll see. Okay, so your last card down is the hidden blessing, the gold within the lead, right? You remove those 3 obstacles, what appeared lead will appear as gold. So that's what we're using. The Blessed Be by Lucy Cavendish as our last card down. The prayers are amazing. That's why we do the prayers for real. Every time you pray or bless anything, it comes from spirit down into your body, through your nervous system, your chakras, and outwards. So you receive the blessing before everybody else. So that's why I do these, to be honest. And it does give a lovely little clue, tip, and hint as well. After that, we read from the bookie book. The prayer is done. I'm going to do a blessimation, putting it all together. And then we'll talk about during the circle cool stuff going on, like how to get private sessions and shit. I'm having a good time. I love this read for you. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. And we end as we began. Pantheonic override. As I call upon the pantheons of all pantheons, a delegation from all traditions, lineages, and cultures for the Sagittarius Collective, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus signs, and cross-watchers who are watching this video and were absolutely called to this reading. This feels so wonderful. What is the gold within the lead? The hidden blessing, the light at the end of the tunnel. But they may not see right now, not even Superman can see through lead, and he's Kal-El. Henry. Oh, Henry, please, what is your guidance, your grace, your love, your wisdom, your power to help the prince? Give him some of that light at the end of the tunnel, the Sagittarius, alchemizing the prince in the 8th, dreamer on the inner, Demeter on the outer, the empress, promise of the future, helping them remove obstacles, the healing of Raphael, the strategy of Red Fox, and acknowledging apprehension to help them do their shadow work, alchemize their shadow to light, their lead to gold, their pain to peace, their toxic to healthy, their fear to love, their imprisonment to liberation, this their full to new. A blessing from your ancestors. This could absolutely be about ancestral patterns. In my experience, we have 2 different categories that can overlap of ancestors. Obviously, the genetic, literally passed down biochemically through your DNA. Yeah, so a lot of our stress has been going on since cavemen, all right? Neanderthal, what have you, right? But there is also the archetypal ancestor. So I am a witch. So every witch that has ever been, even if they weren't called witches in their cultures, they're my ancestors. Artists, healers, right? And look at ancestry in terms of princes, royal lineages, right? So know that you have the backup and support here. And this is an absolutely lovely and inspiring prayer, because everybody got ancestors. Like, I don't know how you get away with not doing that. I mean, even if it's your first time on planet Earth, you still have celestial ancestors, which I guess the angels and the archangels are our ancestors, as are the gods. Holographic. Boogie, oogie, oogie. Enough joking around. We're doing this for realsies. Please take a nice deep breath. Still point. Pantheons, please transmit this blessing. Here we go. Card number 16, a blessing from your ancestors. A blessing to bring you the gifts and guardianship of your ancestral family. Within your bloodline and within your spiritual line, there are thousands of relatives who care for you and whose cells now sing within your own body. You are their future dream. You carry forward the hopes of your distance and most ancient family. It should be distant. They have seen so much, yes, in other times and faraway places, but they come to you now and bless you with all the wisdom of their experiences, making you the sum total of 1,000 wise ones. Call upon the wisdom of the blood, the old ones who stand behind you, supporting and holding you, clearly giving to you the knowledge that experience taught them. Let only the ancestors who can free you, aid you, support you, and celebrate the best of themselves within you come forward. And may the ailments and regrets of those who have gone before teach you what not to do in this time. If family be thin on the ground, or if there is estrangement at present, let the arms of the old ones hold you, form a circle about you, and infuse you with everything you may need at this moment. You are loved across the distance of time. Yeah. You are spoken to with quiet kennings, I ken, soft knowings that direct you forth. You will be soothed by those who healed and be guided by the old ones who hold before you the flaming torch of their united spirits. Talk about a Sag, flaming arrow. You are all that has gone before, but they celebrate you, for you are the future. Know your life is precious to more than the visible ones you know. You are most precious to all the old ones, and to the ones who you share blood with. They know of your value and of the hopefulness of your futures, promise of the future. May you be blessed, and may you have with you the essence of the elder, the teacher, the one who shows, the one who shares with the young, the one who keeps the skills alive inside of you, and all about you. Blessed be, for the well-being of all, and with harm to none. As we will it, so let it be done. So would it be, and so it is. Oh, what a real catwalk in my head. It's a good read. Prince, power, charm, potential, right? Demeter on the outer supporting it, and the fool, the dreamer, you have a dream, a fantasy to help you cope with everything. They just habit us again. But that dream is a promise of the future. It's going to help you remove the obstacles, and remember, take your time, slow down, call on Archangel Raphael to help heal. And if you are a healer, it's going to help you heal so that you can heal, and on and so on and so on and so on. And there is a strategy here. Call to the red fox. You have to admit, it's a very mutable fire totem to have as you acknowledge apprehension moment by moment. One acknowledgement is not going to be enough, because when it's a yes, nothing can stop you, and when you're unsure, it's always a no. And there's no sin in being unsure. Sometimes things aren't lined up yet. Take a break, have a cup of coffee, do what you're going to do, right? Because you certainly have the blessings of the ancestors. So you came in to do something for your ancestral line. Just remember, you don't have to know what all they did. You just got to make the wisest, most loving, most empowering decisions as you jump in this leap of faith. What a wonderful read. So if you liked it, help the other Sagittarians and cross-watchers find it by hitting the thumbs up, commenting, subscribing, hitting the notification bell. That's what algorithms are for, apparently, but we don't have them over on Patreon, which is why I'm in love with Patreon. I could see myself hooking up, maybe even marrying somebody who works for Patreon. I love it so much. And maybe a little bit of transference that's unnecessary at my age. But I love it. Seekers, humans, heroes, angels, witches, immortals, mystics, gods, goddesses. At the time of this recording, we've got those levels of subscription. You sign up for one of them, you get everything on that level of subscription since I started Patreon. And with the 7-day free trial, you can check it out as a seeker quicker. And, you know, you want to just stay with us for a little after that, because I can't give the discount to free trials. I just can't do it. My lawyer would be angry at me as my stepfather. No, but absolutely, check the link. Check it out. Such good stuff going on. And yeah, check for the free trial, because, like I said, all of my subscribers get 3 benefits in common: the daily check-ins, the extended readings, and the extensive discount on booking private sessions with me, with Mal. So let's talk about that. 25 years in service, I finally raised my prices. So I made a video about it. I mean, it's all on my website in the store, duringthecircle.com. Just go to the store. You'll see the buttons to click. But I made about a 10-minute video booking private sessions with Mal. It used to be booking a reading with Mal, and now I've brought out my spiritual counseling a bit more to the forefront, which I do every day, some way, shape, or form, right? Even brought back the half hour of power, which I reserved for private clients, never made that public. Well, it's public now. And like I said, my patrons get a significant discount regardless of what level of subscription, but they must be subscribed. I think that's only fair, yeah? Yeah, I am glad to serve. I'm glad to heal, and glad to help anyone to shift to a more golden timeline, because that's my mission. I call it permanently peaceful, people-populated paradise, planet Earth, in the golden timeline. So that's why I'm doing what I do. And that's why you have immense potential and power here to do some amazing, amazing creativity and stuff here. Just remember, if the ancestors are backing you up, it's not that you can't go wrong, but even if you fuck up, they get it, and they're there to help. So I believe in you. You can do this. You can make a difference in this world, but you get to do it in a charming, romantic way, which I have to say, every Sagittarius I ever slept with had that. Lost count a long time ago. Oh, I love being single. So seriously, wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed. Really, for a shadow read is not that bad. It's actually pretty good compared to some of the ones that have hit already. So hang in there. I love you. Manifest your heart's desire, water, earth, air, fire, and spirit, and then get to the shadow work. Wishing you all the very, very best and the very, very blessed, my beloved Sagitt crabby asses. Heal, hail, farewell, and blessed be.